Welcome to the Atheist Witch Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast for witches or any curious minds to learn more about a non-theistic approach to witchcraft. I'm sharing my journey as I find my way between actively practicing witchcraft and navigating a non-theistic viewpoint. Hello and welcome to this bonus episode of the Atheist Witch Podcast all about Lughnasadh. As you know, I'm creating these bonus episodes for each of the 8 Sabbats this year to share their history, traditions, and how I celebrate them as an atheist witch. I know many non-theistic practitioners want to honor the turning of the wheel of the year, and I hope these episodes offer some ideas for how to do that without relying on deities or supernatural entities. Lughnasadh, or Lammas, is a cross-quarter day falling between the spring equinox of Ostara and the autumnal equinox of Mabon. It's usually celebrated from sundown on July 31st to sundown on August 1st. And for our folks in the southern hemisphere, this date marks Imbolc. Modern celebrations of this Sabbat are rooted in the ancient Celtic festival of Lughnasadh, which was a harvest festival. The name Lughnasadh means assembly of Lugh, referring to the Celtic god of light and the sun. Lugh is also often associated with skill, craftsmanship, and the harvest. This Sabbat marks the beginning of the harvest season, focusing on the first grains and fruits of late summer. It's a time of gratitude for abundance and recognition that the days are starting to shorten, leading us towards autumn and winter. Traditionally, Lughnasadh was a time for communal gatherings, feasting, games, and hand fastings. Bread baking was a central activity, often made from wheat or barley. Grain dollies made from the first harvest were a common practice, as well as setting aside corn shucks to make dollies at Imbolc. Modern pagans celebrate Lughnasadh in a variety of ways, often incorporating themes of harvest, gratitude, and skill. Some pagan communities will hold communal feasts focusing on seasonal foods like freshly baked bread, corn, berries, and apples. You might find activities like baking bread together, making those corn dollies, or even engaging in competitive games that harken back to ancient assemblies. Some will also use this time for hand-fasting ceremonies or renewing vows, celebrating unions and partnerships. Honoring crafts and skills, perhaps by engaging in a creative project or showcasing handmade items, is another way to celebrate. As an atheist witch, my Lughnasadh celebrations don't involve worshipping Lugh or any other deities. However, I do find deep meaning in honoring the natural cycles of the earth and expressing gratitude for abundance. So here's how I celebrate Lughnasadh. Food is a big one for this Sabbat. I will focus on consuming and preparing the first fruits of the harvest. Think fresh baked bread made from those newly harvested grains, corn on the cob or cornbread, and fresh melons or peaches. I also love to make a delicious and hearty harvest stew with bread or maybe a barbecue featuring fresh corn. It's a wonderful opportunity to connect with the source of our food and appreciate the labor that brings it to our table. Rituals for Lughnasadh often center around gratitude and intention setting for the next cycle. So I always bake a loaf of bread for any Sabbat, but for Lughnasadh, if I'm feeling particularly inspired, I might shape it into a symbolic form, like a sun wheel. And as I knead the dough, I'm focusing on intentions of abundance and sustainability. And the act of transforming all of those simple ingredients into really nourishing food always feels really deeply magical and connects me to those ancestral practices of sustenance. And this is a perfect time to count your blessings over the traditional breaking of bread. Lughnasadh is a good time to start thinking about saving seeds from my garden for next year's planting. It's a really tangible way to participate in the cycle of life, and I'm ensuring future harvests. I'll also use this time to reflect on what metaphorical seeds, like projects or goals, I want to harvest in the coming months, and what I want to plant for the future. I will also take this time to reflect on all of the abundance in my life, not just in terms of food, but relationships, health, opportunities. Sometimes a simple journaling practice focused on gratitude can be extraordinarily powerful. My altar for Lughnasadh features elements of the harvest. I'll include earth tones like gold, orange, and brown, along with symbols of prosperity and gratitude. I also do like to include sun symbolism, which is similar to Letha. As always, I encourage you to make Lughnasadh your own. What does the concept of first harvest or abundance mean in your life? How would you like to celebrate that? Even if you don't have a garden, you can visit a local farmer's market, just bake a simple loaf of bread, or take a moment to appreciate the food on your plate. This concludes today's bonus episode on Lughnasadh. I wish you all a most happy first harvest season in whichever way you choose to celebrate. As always, if you have questions or comments, please reach out to me on social media or email. You can find me on Instagram at @anatheistwitch or email me at anatheistwitch@gmail.com. Please like, subscribe, or leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. Join me for the next episode where we'll be exploring witchy self-care. Until then, keep exploring, keep questioning, keep making your own magic. Thanks for listening.